Hello, I'm Miss Zorab and this is Byther Farm. The rain has stopped, very welcome rain has now stopped, so I'm going to just top up the birds' feed containers and make sure that they're all set for the day. So I've sprinkled a bit of feed out in the field for them, but I've only put out as much as I know they'll completely clear in the next few minutes. I don't really want to be encouraging lots of wild birds down into this field. And certainly not any vermin. Hello boys, how are you doing? How are you doing? You alright? I'll fill this up for you. There we go. A little bit right there you go. Come on turkeys, there you go babies. And so before the next lot of rain arrives, I'm also going to get the ducks some extra food because they will always tell me that they've never been fed. It's what they do and they do it really well. And I've also managed to pick up the last of today's duck eggs. Now there were 4 in the house this morning, and as soon as I let them out, one girl went off to the hedgerow to lay, and luckily I've got it before the magpies have, so I'm really pleased about that. The heavy rain has knocked some of the excess apples off the tree, which is a great way for them to, well, to self-prune themselves, if that's the right word, to self-thin themselves. So we're left with 2 and 3 at a time rather than 4, 5 and 6. But but they don't get wasted. I'll put them onto the compost heap and then they'll get returned to the garden as compost next year. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment, or both. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to our channel. There are still plenty of beans to pick. In fact, it's still increasing day on day. Someone's laid an egg. But we've got almost enough runner beans for our uses for the year. I've sliced and frozen about 25 pounds of beans, which I think will be enough in £half-pound bags to see us through the year. So what I'm going to do with the rest of them is, inevitably we will eat some fresh, and I will end up freezing a few more, but the rest of them are now available for us to swap with other people for things that I haven't grown this year. So for example, my neighbour, who really kindly brings us courgettes, we haven't grown any courgettes this year, so they get beans, we get courgettes, win-win. And also I'll advertise on a local community site saying I have some spare, and anybody else who's got anything they might want to swap, well, we'll do that swap, which is what we did last year, and it was brilliant. And when we swap some, I'll then leave these big beans like this one to grow and to swell, and for the beans inside to grow, and then I'll harvest those as a second crop. And in fact, we prefer the white beans inside these runners than the actual green pods themselves. I've just noticed underneath the pallet there that there is a little bird, could possibly be a baby bird, some sort of fledgling. I think it's been caught out in the rain, so it's hidden there, and now I guess it's seen me, so it's staying very, very still. So he's moved, he's hopped off, but it hasn't flown away, so I'm going to carry on seeing if I can find it. The rain's brought down quite a lot of plums by the look of it, so I shall go and get a basket and gather up those. And even if they're no good for us, the chickens I know would like some, and I'm sure the ducks could share them with the birds. I'm going to give the ducks a bit of a treat, so I'm going to give them a few leaves from the outside of this cabbage, which has grown, it's huge now. It won't be very long before I harvest this. And because this is way too big for us to eat over a weekend, I'll give half of it to my sister. Who, just like me, really likes January King and red and Savoy cabbages. Well, that's it for me today. I'm heading inside to process some of the harvest I've picked, and so wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one, and I also hope you'll join me again tomorrow.